little bit with like a Patreon thing. We're live right now, but since we didn't really have a Patreon intro on the last one,
Yeah, that is true.
I feel like we could just
Usually with big guests,
Yeah.
for the Patreon people watching, for the big
Yeah.
guests, we don't bother them with sitting around for 15 minutes.
hey, interact with the people that pay us money.
Yeah. But man, big shout out to Patreon members, new Patreon members.
For sure.
We have gained
A lot.
over 11 or 12,
Yeah.
13 maybe
Yeah.
Patreon members.
Is that all it took? Is that all it was? Just getting Yakface on?
Just getting Yakface on.
Is that all
Like,
it took? You were just waiting?
I feel like we're just gonna have to pay Yakface to like come on every month now.
Right?
This is crazy.
We'll just give him a cut.
Yeah.
This is our
We could have gone
Yakface.
on a lot sooner.
Honestly, we probably could join his Patreon. Like our Patreon could join his Patreon and
That's
just
true.
funnel a little bit of the money back into there.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
So, I mean, if we do that, if you join our Patreon, you're also going to be supporting
Yakface, yeah.
Yakface and Lance Peter Luke vicariously through us.
Yeah.
Because we're also members of Yakface, and that money the money to be their Patreon person comes directly out of our Patreon funds. So it's like we don't even pay real money for it. We're just distributing money to other places.
Well, the other week, whenever we did our withdrawal after a while, and I sent you your half, and our account had 0 in it, and then I know every once a month, I don't know the exact date, but Lance Peter Luke does get his $9 from us.
Yeah.
And I was like, wait, we have 0. Is it going to charge? Are we going to
have negative $9? Yeah, it's gonna happen.
Are we going to go into?
I think that usually happens towards the beginning, so it doesn't really matter. But
then luckily we got all this this influx of Patreon people,
so
so that loaded our
seriously,
account.
Thank you.
Big shout out.
Big shout out. Much love to the new people that are joining us, and we hope that it's worthwhile. And if you could think of something to make it more worthwhile, let us know if it's something that we can do. We'll do it. Right now, obviously, we have a merch store. You get a discount on the merch store. And there's a post somewhere. What I'll do is I'll go find those posts and pin them so you can see them if you want to buy stuff from our merch store. But obviously we have all the video content that you can watch, and it's uncut. Although, I forget, was it his name Mark? On the last one with Yakface, I just instead of creating a new post for the Yakface, because I always edit the audio to make it sound better than just the rough live audio. And instead of creating a new post, I just edited it with the better audio version. And apparently it screwed up whatever link he had, so we fixed it. I'm glad he got there, but it was a little bit of
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, I went back and deleted a lot of the duplicate posts because I cleaned up a lot of our videos. Like we had doubles of live streams that
because whenever you post the better one following.
Correct. I posted as an actual video instead of a live. So I deleted a lot of the live ones, and then I accidentally deleted the Nerdzoic post. I didn't delete the episode, but I deleted the post. So I had to repost it because there's no undelete on Patreon. But basically, let us know. This part of the episode is just for you guys. It's just us talking. And when are we doing tomorrow night? We're doing the
tomorrow night at
the VIP.
I think we're gonna try to start 7:30. I could probably start sooner than that, honestly, but I'd like to have a little time after work to hang out by myself.
Is that your time?
Yeah, 7:30 Eastern or 8 Eastern at some point. I'll reach out to the chat again tomorrow afternoon to be sure. And then we'll probably go long, so whenever you get back, if you want to hop on.
Yeah.
If you
originally I had hashed it out with my father-in-law because we always kind of split since my wife and her mom go visit her sister together. Like one of us drops them off and one of us picks them up. And I had it so hey, you go Friday night and then I'll go during the weekday and pick him up. So it's not he has to get up early for work. I don't really have to get up early for work. So in my head that made sense. We all said yeah. And then on Sunday he threw us. He's like, oh, I thought I was dropping them off on whatever. So basically, I'm not free on Friday night anymore, but I will join as soon as I can when I get back.
I didn't tell you what my wife got me for my birthday, did you?
Oh, no, not at all. What'd you get?
My
Happy
present
birthday, by the
was,
way.
I appreciate it. I'm 30 now, so it's over for me.
Is it Dragon Ball Z SH Figure Arts?
No, I thought she had an actual gift for me, but better than that, at dinner, she handed me a card, and I opened the card and it had a ticket in it. She bought us a flight and hotel for Las Vegas early May.
Oh, nice.
If you want to meet me in Las Vegas,
honestly, we could do a live episode.
We're doing a Tuesday through Friday in
Tuesday
Vegas.
through Friday. That sounds like fun.
And that's my birthday gift. So that was pretty surprising. I was not expecting that at all. That's like the last thing I was expecting. So
yeah, that's a good gift.
Wilbon says, "Welcome to 30 Plus Club." Yep, I'm joined all you old ass.
Yeah. You know, I think it was around 32 when I realized I couldn't hang anymore. Like I was good, couldn't really tell the difference between any time in my 20s and like I hit 30. I'm like, I still feel great, you know, staying up late, getting up early, drinking what I want. And then I like 32, 33, and then I was pretending that I could still hang. But like as the years go on, you're like, at some point you're just like, I can't hang anymore. What is?
Yeah, I've noticed like athletic ability. Like I'm still fairly athletic. I usually play basketball on like some Sundays. Black Series Cantina from the Casino Planet. Yeah, I mean we'll do something. But like I've noticed I have to like warm up now before I play. I can't just like, because in college I would just get to the gym and like run and play. Yeah. But now if I do that, my legs hurt for like 3 days. So I feel like I actually have to stretch in a little bit.
Well, to that point, I back in the day, I'd sleep on my neck wrong, and it's like bad for like a half a day, whatever. I take some Advil, it goes away, and I'm fine. Now, like I slept on my neck wrong 3 days ago, and it still hurts. Like I'm just on Advil. Like constantly, because it's just not going. Basically, it just doesn't go away. Your body just hurts for no reason.
Commander Cook's 20 and still feel old. Hey, I wish
everyone's different. Again. Yeah, I think it changes depending on like how many kids you have. Like my brother was younger than I am, obviously, because he's my little brother. But he had like basically 2 kids, and he looked older than I did. Because just it's a lot of stress. Yeah, it's tough.
Yeah.
I don't know if Commander Cook has kids. I'm just saying, like there are other factors.
Yeah,
I think definitely not having kids and buying a bunch of toys keeps me looking young. It's my secret to not looking like do I look like I'm 42? Almost.
No, I would guess you're like 36 tops, and that's like tops.
That's like that's tops. Yeah.
If you told me you were 33, 32, I'd believe it. So, but that's with that pretty filter you have on your camera.
I have the beauty filter on. That's right.
So I didn't want to talk about this on the main show.
Oh, yeah. This is the perfect place for it. Yeah.
Yeah. So just real quick for Patreon members, I realized I never opened because you see all that, like the mess I have, like there's just a bunch of figures behind the ones that I'm showing off on this side. There's a bunch of stuff that I never opened. I never opened the original build-up pack. The Mando and the one that's called Dinjarin and the Child or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Because I opened up the ice one and I opened up the muddy one, and I never opened that original one up. I totally forgot. Totally forgot, because I needed an extra Grogu, because I did that little set right here with the Luke in the hallway holding the Grogu and the two right there. So I was like, I need an extra Grogu. What do I have? Like, because I needed one for the training Luke, which you can see, so you can put him in the backpack. You know, I was like, I need an extra Grogu. So I noticed I had that, and I opened it. I totally forgot he came with a head sculpt. So now, I have this, even though it's not a great head sculpt, I just have him, you know, holding this Grogu, kind of how he, like, whenever they were saying goodbye. And I had him, like, pose better to where he was, like, leaning up and touching his face or reaching at it. And then I just had him standing right next to the elevator. But I totally forgot that this Dinjarin came with a head sculpt underneath. I would have opened it so long ago. Probably years.
Because it goes right with it. Yeah.
I totally forgot.
Oh, man. You're so dumb.
Look at that. How sweet.
Yeah, it looks good.
How cute
looks
is
good.
This?
Yeah.
Right? But the face, I mean, the head sculpt isn't, like, it's not
too bad.
Horrible, but it's like not, it just doesn't, like, say Pedro Pascal.
Yeah, it's too bad you can't put that head sculpt on like the newer body. I mean, you can, but
Does
like
it not work?
well, I think part of the problem is it's like the helmet that looks so good. I guess if he's not carrying the helmet, it's not a big deal. But I bet it would work.
I mean, I guess if you have a second one, because the helmet, they finally nailed the helmet, and like this thing,
that's the thing. Yeah, the helmet. Yeah,
like a gold brush on this, or like a different type of brush to make it look like a different Mando helmet, and I can just use it as an accessory.
Sure, I'd put it on a Doc Onder. Yeah,
or I could just do this helmet. It's just a gray helmet, honestly.
Yeah, I love having accessories for Doc Onder's shop. Like he's selling Star Wars memorabilia in my Star Wars display. It cracks me up.
I like because Wilbon has those little like vintage ships boxes, the vintage toy boxes that are toy sized, and he has those on his. So, the Doc Onder set's probably one of the coolest things. Yeah. But so to explain to the Patreon people what we're doing, just to catch them up, during the Yakface episode, we said, since we're delaying the episode a week so it stays on our normal schedule, we said that if anything drops, we would record maybe 15 or so minutes talking about it. Well, the Fallen Order 3-pack leaked, so we're going to talk about that, I think.
Yep.
We might, I don't know if we'll have time, but if you want to talk about the in-hand shots of the Droideka and Kia Mundi, and then we might go over... Do you want to go over the Hasbro report? Or
I feel like we can mention it. I feel like we can mention it. But like even if that was like the full thing we were going to talk about, like is that like I'm not a I guess you're a finance expert.
I mean, experts, like I wouldn't go that far, but I mean,
it's your job.
I mean, it is, but
you'd have a better opinion on it than I do. Other than I guess their sales sucks and they're cutting back. And like that's the news but we already knew they were cutting back. You know,
let's cover that next episode.
Okay.
So we can dive in a little further, and I'll have a chance to actually look at.
All right. So we're not going to cover that. So I was trying to figure out where we were going to put this. I think I'm going to put it somewhere towards the end, where it makes sense. I'm going to find a spot for it.
You can play around with it.
I'll play around with it. Should I get the audio version? Because obviously the video version is going to be out right now. Like people are going to be able to watch it. It's not going to be one cohesive video. Like it's going to be 2 parts for Patreon people, but you're also getting a lot more content like with us talking about it right now. True. But for the audio people, I'm going to make this one long audio podcast. I actually don't know what my question was going to be. I was going to ask you a question about what you thought of it, but now I don't know. That's just what I'm going to do. I'm just going to make it one long audio podcast. I think. Oh, should I release it early? Should I release it like tonight? Should I release it like tomorrow morning?
No.
Like if I'm just same time.
Release it Saturday.
Well, okay, so like 9:00 tomorrow night for me.
Yeah,
which is midnight. Yeah, I do that because on Podbean, that's when all of their daily like statistics reset. So it gives us a full day for the first day, as opposed to like a half day or something like that. Like
and we're gonna have a lot of new listeners on this podcast, so
probably
we got to be sure we get it right. You know.
Okay. Well then,
because I did on the Instagram, I did post specifically February 17th.
Yeah.
So.
All right. Well, it'll go live at midnight on the dot on the 17th / 9 p.m. my time.
That is perfect. There. Yeah. So technically, it's Friday night for. It's
Friday night for West. I guess technically for West Coast Mountain Time and Central. It's just midnight for East Coast.
We're the special ones. Wave is a big.
You're the special ones. That's right. Yeah. Okay.
I'm ready.
Let's. Yeah. Okay. I'm trying to figure out how we're going to start.
Yeah, I was like, how do we like? Yeah. How do we do this? We do like a record scratch, like.
Yeah. Breaking news from the future. Like do like one of those like old timey news reports.
We should hire somebody with like a really nice voice, and they're like,
"Ooh,
breaking, the Fallen Order 3-pack has been leaked."
Breaking news! It's like one of those Star Wars figures from yesteryear. like one of those.
That's things. Perfect. That's perfect. Or like the guy from the Clone Wars intros.
Oh yeah.
He'd be cool
Tom
too.
Kane. Yeah. Well, Tom. Yeah, he famously doesn't voice act anymore. But
unfortunately, because of his. Yeah. Yep.
But yeah, I think so. Well, I think what we'll do is be like, hey, if you're listening to this, you've made it this far into the episode. And if you will recall, we mentioned that we would add stuff if stuff happened before the actual episode got released. And guess what, Zach?
Did something happen? Is that why I'm here?
Well, not officially, but kinda. There was a leak, and Zach and I just couldn't go another 2 weeks without talking about the leak. It's sad that we don't have Yakface with us for this conversation. You've been listening to Yakface up until now. This is an addition. He is not with us as we talk about this because he's his own person. He has his own life, and Zach and I do not.
But we cover Black Series. This is a pretty important Black Series news, and we had to jump on it. We had to squeeze it in this episode before the drop.
This is I would say it's major because it's not often that we get leaks of stuff before. Like, it's been pipelined, but it hasn't been announced. That's a rarity for the Black Series. And there were a lot of people who thought that this was fake. They're like, that's not
I noticed
someone made that. Someone made like listen, it's weird to say this because if you're listening to this podcast, you listen to our podcast. But this shouldn't have been a surprise to anyone if you follow the news, if you pay attention to releases, if you listen to Black Series Cantina.
Yeah, we cover every pipeline, every official announcement, every rumor, and this was pipelined, so we've kind of known it was coming. But
I think it was pipelined back at San Diego Comic-Con, I believe.
I think so. It was one of those surprising ones.
Yep.
So it is the Fallen Order 3-pack with the second sister, Cal Kestis as an Inquisitor, and the Purge Trooper with the Electro Hammer.
That big old hammer.
So first thoughts. What are your first thoughts upon seeing this set for the first time?
Well, my initial thoughts, obviously without, scrutinizing it and getting into the nitty gritty, I'm like, have it. I'm not really a new figure, and I don't like the Purge Trooper, so I'm probably going to pass on this.
I think
that was my first thought.
First thought, same for me. The first thing I looked for was an alt head for second sister.
Yep. Nope.
Unfortunately, there's not an unhelmeted head there. And then second, I looked at Cal, and I was like, is that a new body? And we tried to dissect that a little bit, and we'll talk about that here in a second. And then I saw the Purge Trooper. I love the design of the Purge Trooper. I don't necessarily like the body it's on.
It's on the Phase 1 Clone Trooper body, and it's terrible. It's objectively a bad figure.
But I do like the hammer.
Sure, the hammer is cool.
I do like the hammer.
Yeah. And on some level, it's nice to have more Purge Troopers. However, is it worth buying a 3-pack for one Purge Trooper? We don't know a price on this. The only thing we know is it's Amazon exclusive because they announced that when they pipelined it. And now, because someone got their grubby little hands on it and put it up to offer up, we know what it looks like. We know what's in there. But that's all the information we have. So if you're going to ask, when's this coming out? How much is it going to be? We don't know. This was a leak.
Well, apparently
call a plumber.
You can get it on offer up right now.
Yeah, I know, right? Apparently someone's dad really does work for Hasbro.
Yeah, could you imagine getting something this early?
Oh,
could you
man.
imagine?
Well, yeah.
That would be so cool.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's weird to know how early these exist before, they go up for up for pre-order even, or out to retailers. Like this isn't a prototype. This is a finished product. I don't know how many they've got. I don't know how many, they've received. I don't know why they have it, but it's a physical thing that exists in its finished state. So it's interesting. Yeah.
Yeah. And so we kind of talked about the Purge Trooper a little bit, basically as much as you can. I mean, it has the white shoulder pauldron.
Yeah, it's got a shoulder pauldron. And the Electro Staff Purge Trooper, the Electro Staff is way too big. But this hammer, the hammer looks pretty good. I'll say.
I like the hammer.
Yeah,
I wish it. Good. Yeah. I don't remember. Did the hammer in the game have any effects on it?
It did. I feel like it had a little bit of a glow.
I'm kind of surprised this didn't come with some sort of purple.
Well,
or
you know,
blue.
and who knows
I
if
can't
it
remember in
does?
the game if it had any.
Who knows?
Yeah,
if
it could be
hidden
underneath
down there. You know,
it always could be.
yeah, but doubt it.
But let's move over to Second Sister and big disappointment without the head sculpt, because that's whenever this was pipelined. If you go back and listen to that podcast episode, that's what we were hoping for. Was like this would be an instant buy if that came with an Ultrilla head.
Yeah, I wouldn't even question it because that would be the version I display.
Yeah,
because it would match the rest of my Inquisitors. Because right now on my shelf, all the Inquisitors have visible faces, and then Second Sister is like, no, I have a helmet.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
yeah,
and it's not like she never took her helmet off in the game. It was like all the time.
Yeah, it's like right whenever you know, spoilers for the game. Obviously, very old game. So if you have not finished Fallen Order, pause right now, go finish it, come back, hit play on the podcast.
Yeah,
but whenever she's removes her helmet and Vader's there. Amazing scene, very Darth Vader.
Great.
They nailed it, and I would like to have that version on the shelf personally.
Sure, yeah. But I will say she's a little different. She has a soft goods cape, which might be enough for me to replace the one on my shelf with this version, because unlike Landspeeder Luke, friend of the show, I kind of prefer capes, specifically capes, to be soft goods. Like, and I know he prefers robes and stuff to be that molded plastic. Everyone's got their own opinions. That's what we had with the original release. But I kind of want a soft goods cape.
I like the soft goods. I don't know if I like the soft goods enough to just buy the whole 3-pack.
Yeah, that's the question. That's the question. Yeah.
I did notice, so for those listeners out there, you may be able to take advantage of this as well. People on eBay apparently are paying good money for the original Second Sister, so you might just want to toss that thing on eBay, get $25 for it. Yeah, and then that just takes the price of the 3-pack down. You replace that Second Sister with a better version, and you're $25 saved on the 3-pack. So that's probably what I'm gonna lean to do, because I do like the cow,
and I still have my carbonized version like hanging on my wall. So I'll still have that original. So I might do that too. I might just sell it. I don't know. Yeah, I'm talking myself into it. I was initially a no, but as we kind of dive into it, I'm talking myself into, well, I could buy it for this reason. Yeah. And I could buy it for this reason.
If I didn't have that Second Sister to sell, well, if I having that Second Sister to sell and replacing it with this one, like I can just toss it on Mercari and get $20 for it. If someone,
well, I mean, if you didn't have a Second Sister,
I would buy it easily.
You'd buy it.
Having one that I know can and will sell, since it looks like they're selling pretty good right now on the market. Yeah. It's making it an easier buy, because originally it looked like a pass for me. I think I even commented on the Yakface post, and I literally said pass. Yeah. But the Cal is kind of growing on me, because
the Cal is growing a little bit. The Cal is growing. He is growing. So my first thought was, oh, they literally just stuck a Cal head on a fifth brother body. And it's not.
Once we dissect it, it looks like the Grand Inquisitor's legs, because whenever you zoom in, like the outside of the knees where the thighs are, it has that same little swoosh in the pad. Yeah, like I think the pad might be a little different, but
I think his leg pads are different. But the pants, they've just glued slightly different pads onto the same pants, kind of like how they did with the Glavis Ringworld Mando, where like his legs aren't actually brand new, but the stuff that's glued onto it is This is the same base, and you know what? That's fine. You don't have to reinvent the wheel every time. There's some things that are absolutely fine to reuse, and I feel like pants is a fine one. He has a similar chest, but it is different.
It is a new overlay.
Yeah.
Switch. And the head sculpt, it looks like the same head sculpt, but with a little bit different, little better paint apps, and I'm feeling it. I'm digging. I like the first head sculpt better than the second one from Survivor. I don't know about you. It just looks more like the character to me.
Yeah. Yeah. And my first instinct was, is that the right lightsaber? Like, should he have a circular lightsaber? And I went back and no, he has just this double bladed lightsaber. It's
just like his. Yeah.
Yeah. It's just his, but with obviously red blades. on it. So I think the more I've looked at this over the last couple of days, I think I'm gonna get it. And I kind of hate myself a little bit, but I do think there's enough there for me to. I'm not excited about it, but like, yeah, I kind of want it now.
I'm kind of in that same boat. Like, I'm still not 100% sure I'm even gonna buy it.
Yeah,
it's gonna depend on the retail price. If it's one of those things where they push it up way too much, then I'm gonna wait on it. But honestly, I could be fine to keep the current second sister I have. And I wouldn't mind just keeping this 3-pack on card. I really like multi-packs. I think I don't necessarily need that Cal Kestis on my shelf. I just want that Cal Kestis. So this might be like an in-box display for me because I really like the look of multi-packs.
Yeah.
So
and being that the plastic is back, you can see
plastic is back. You can actually see the toy. So there's a reason to keep them in there. And then, if I ever want to, because I kept that original, Din Djarin and the Child build-up pack like in the box forever because I didn't really have the room for it. And then I opened it, 2 years later? How long has that thing been out?
It's been a while.
So I do that. Yeah, I might do that with this one. But you never know.
So ultimately, from the leak, I'm giving this a C+ in terms of like how excited I am versus what I'm going to buy. It's above average, probably to the point where I'll pre-order it when it goes up, like just to have it. And if what we've been hearing is true and production is going to be cut down a lot, like who knows, how many of these are going to exist. And if I change my mind in the future, maybe I want that. But I think you're hitting the nail on the head when you said you could easily sell the original second sister, because there are people out there that might prefer that version to this one. And kind of cut into how much this will cost. I'm hoping this, obviously, mathematically, this should be $75 if we're looking at it.
If 25 each,
25 each. We've got 25 regular mainline characters. No one is deluxe. They're all figures that we've had before for the most part with little tweaks, but like there's no completely new molds. If this is more than $75, I'm really gonna have to question it. Maybe I'll hold off for a sale. Maybe this will be a Black Friday purchase or something.
Yep.
Yeah.
Do you think
Commander Cook says $109.99? If that's the case,
that'd be an easy pass.
That's an easy pass. If it's over, even if it's $100, there's no. They're not carbonized. There's no reason for them to be that expensive.
Yeah. Do you think there's a chance that they do what they did with? And I'm trying to look it up right now. Is it the Mace Windu pack that was surprisingly cheaper
yes?
Than we had thought?
Both the Mace Windu pack and the Obi-Wan clone 2-pack. Not counting the pricing error that Target had where they put it for $25, but both of those are 2-packs and they're $45, which is technically $5 less than they should be.
And the I guess because I was looking at the Attack of the Clones 2-pack with the Super Battle Droid, and that one's $49.99, so that one's $25 each. And you said the Mace Windu one was like 45. Oh, and the Super Battle Droids
that's probably gonna be I would assume it's a deluxe. I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah. Sure.
Yeah.
But so retail ideally, $74.99, maybe even a $69.99 if they can.
If it's 69,
with all the reuse.
If it's $69, I'm not even waiting. I'm instant pre-order. Absolutely.
Yeah.
If it's $75, I'll still do it. If it's more than that, I'm going to have to think about it.
But I really do like how
Wilbon
pointed out that, we originally did start out saying pass, but we kind of talked ourselves into maybe picking it up.
To be fair, I didn't just talk myself into it right now. I've just been taking you on the journey I've been on for the last few days.
True.
My first initial thought was pass. Like when it first leaked and I looked at it, easily pass.
Yep.
But then the more I look at it and, looking at the different figures and what the differences are, I have slowly over the last couple days talked myself
Came around to it a little more.
Yeah, I've come around to it.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not as opposed to the idea of picking up this 3-pack as I was upon first glance. Because at first it was like, oh, no alternate head, not even considering it. And then we started dissecting it and looking a little closer. And I started imagining it on my shelf, an extra Purge Trooper. I do like the Purge Troopers.
You just look at your shelf and imagining a spot.
Yeah, it's like, that'd be so perfect. It'd be so
What you thinking about, Zach? I don't know. Just Inquisitor things. I've even got him on my new
what we
section.
do here on the Black Series Cantina.
That's right. On my new, I've rearranged my shelves and I've got an Inquisitor section right here.
Oh, sick.
Where I've got all the Inquisitors hanging out. So I would just easily replace, I'd probably put Cal with them, honestly, just because, like, why not? I've got Merrick, Marok. I keep saying Merrick. I've got Marok there as well because, like, he's Inquisitor-ish, and I didn't know where else to put him. So
you know what I thought of? Yeah. They could do a 3-pack, and with some reuse, they could put Grand Inquisitor in a 3-pack, give him his keep like the same body, perfectly fine, but give him his animated head.
Oh, sure.
Fifth brother, same body, maybe give him more animated head features, and then they could could they rework Second Sister to be the one from the whichever it was from Rebels?
Seventh Sister?
Seventh?
I don't know. I'd have to look and see how different they are.
Yeah, I feel like they could reuse at least the legs, arms, maybe.
That's Sarah Michelle Gellar's character.
Yeah, I feel like they could do an like a Rebels Inquisitor 3-pack.
It could be
mostly reuse, just some different heads, maybe. Maybe
they also had
I just need the Inquisitor with animated head, like I need it.
I think they also had the 8th brother in that, which would be kind of fun to get. Just another.
Is that the frog one?
He's like a wiry little guy.
Yeah, like which one? It's like the first one that Darth Maul was.
Darth Maul absolutely. Like, I think he died trying to fly a helicopter.
Yeah, and he blew up with his Inquisitor copter.
I love Rebels so much. Like, it's probably overall like my favorite Star Wars thing. That's not like the original trilogy.
I thought you were going to say Last Jedi.
No. But I have to actively ignore that one small part of Rebels where the Inquisitors are flying around with their lightsabers. Like it's so cool. The stories are great. The characters are great. The voice acting's great. It's amazing. If you have slept on Rebels this long, seriously, go watch it. But and this is a big butt. This is a cake. This is thick. That's how big this butt is.
Yep.
Those helicopter lightsabers, and it's not just that they spin, it's that they actively use them to fly.
To fly away.
Yeah. Like, I'm okay for spinning. Like, that's fine. Like, Grievous did that. Like, who cares? But
I remember being nervous that they were going to do that in live action in the Kenobi show.
Man, I know.
Like,
it'd been so goofy. It'd been so goofy.
Like, the fact, like, Kenobi show gets a lot of hate, but the fact that they didn't have the Inquisitors fly away with their sabers, that's a W in itself.
It gets some credit for not doing that.
So a 3-pack, I think me and Mike are like, we're maybe on it overall.
It comes down to when's the official release, how much is it going to be? Yeah, that's really what it comes down to for me. Is on my own, I've come around to what it is with the information that we have, but I'm willing to say no if the price is not right, and I'm standing by that.
But in additional news, real quick before we,
I like a lot of people in the chat.
Okay.
By the way, Patreon's still hanging out in chat with us. Will Bond and Clone Commander, they fly now. Classic, guys. And then Brian Dickey is spinning's a cool trick. Just guys, classic memes.
We have a great chat.
Thank you for being part of our chat.
And we'll see Will Bond, Pletho, and Brian tomorrow in our VIP hangout.
That's true.
Which will be another awesome time.
Yeah.
But Droideka in hand.
Yeah. So what was this?
This was the what's that toy store that just had their 20th anniversary? Right? It's the toy something 20th anniversary event they did. Celebrating 25 years of the prequel trilogy. This is like an event that some store had because they're right. You know what I'm talking about?
No, well, Tokyo
What
Symphony
store?
Orchestra. I don't know. I have no idea what store. Was it Toy Federation? Was it the toy
No,
closet?
I know Mr. Stevie.
Was it Kokomo Toys?
I'm gonna figure this
Was
out.
it-
No, hang on. Give me one.
It wasn't it wasn't the comics shop down the street from me. I know. I'll tell you that.
Definitely not. Definitely not. So I'm gonna do 2 seconds of research.
I
know
feel
Mr.
weird not
Stevie
knowing. I
mentioned it.
feel out of the zeitgeist, if you will, of not knowing, because I'm usually right there in it. I usually know what these things are.
Yeah. Let's see. I really wish I would have had it on.
No, you
top of my head.
should have had this prepared.
I had the Droideka prepared. No,
No, you should have had this. I should have Toy Store 25th anniversary. I'm just gonna Google that right now.
It might be
See what pops
20th
up.
Oh, in demand toys.
Oh, it's in demand toys. Okay, look at that.
I think.
It's
Yeah,
right.
20 years.
yeah.
Yeah, 20 years of selling the latest and greatest. action
Congratulations. And so as a little congrats, Hasbro's like, here's some previews of some
figures. Yeah,
Black Series figures, I guess.
Yeah. So I'm gonna share that back now.
Yeah.
So our Patreon members can see it as we do this video. That hero.collections, I think. Yep, on Instagram, posted a nice video of the Droideka.
Yep.
And I like it. I think the pose doesn't do it any favors, but it's nice to see that the blasters aren't warped, which is big. And it looks sizable compared to all the other 6-inch figures around it. So
it looks big. It's not tall, but it
looks wide.
Big.
Yeah,
it's wide. Yeah.
and it is taller than like the Kitty Monday next to it and the clone by a good.
I mean, it's hard to tell, but it looks pretty good.
Yeah. Well, you see if you pause it right there, you can kind of see like it.
Yeah.
The top of it does like if you just do like a parallel line, then.
No, you're right. You're right.
So at least it is sizable, and I'm really excited.
Yeah. It looks good next to that clone trooper for sure as well. Like that looks right.
Yeah, so this just makes me even more hyped about the Droideka. So
Clefo wants to know if the side flaps open. Yes, they open. I don't know why no one's opening them.
even on the reveal, like they didn't
it's
mess
so
with them
weird.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they open. You can see the hinge on the picture.
Mm-hmm.
It's weird that no one. Maybe it's because I don't know if it's like a prototype and they don't want to break it, or I don't know, or they just forget.
Yeah.
I mean, this happens a lot in the Transformers world where there's just so many steps that like it's easy to forget one.
And like whoever's setting this up has to set up like 12 other figures.
100%.
You know, and they're just getting them on there and moving on.
I mean, there's like official box art. I think the Masterpiece Bumblebee on the official box picture that's printed on the box is mistransformed. Like visibly very wrong.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, and it's not like a little mistake, like they didn't flip out little things like that. Like it's just completely wrong. And I don't know how they took the picture and then also put that on the box and then printed the box a billion times. And no one was like, did you not transform this right? Like it's weird. Yeah. So stuff like that happens.
Yeah, and once I'm sure once you open the side flaps too, it'll make it look a little more imposing. And
it'll fill it out a little bit there. Yeah, for sure.
Instead of looking so skinny, like in the middle.
Yeah.
You know, it might make it.
He's little in the middle, but he's got much back.
Yeah, perfect. That's episode title. If we didn't have, if this,
Little in the middle, but we got much back.
Which I hope everybody's enjoying the bombs that he's dropping. So
yeah.
So hopefully the community goes crazy over that. Yep. And so next up after the Droideka, Kitty Monday looking fabulous. Oh, I didn't realize this video had other characters. So
it's more stuff. It's also little Annie and it's also little Padme and the new Phase 1
clone looking good on that 3.0 body. Excited about that. Looking at it like this has me wanting to get like a whole squad of them now. Like I know I said I'm sticking with 2. Yeah. I can't remember if I did 1 or 2, but it has me.
I did 2 and I'm sticking with 2. I'm looking.
Yeah. I think I'm probably going to stick with 2 because I know we're going to get the striped ones on this mold on the 3.0.
For sure.
Too.
Yeah.
So
I don't want to go crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, little Annie there looking okay. Looking fine.
Yeah, just looking like the best he can, essentially. Like, you know, what else are they going to do with a little Anakin there? But yeah, Kitty Monday looking great. I'm excited to get that.
Hopefully soon. I mean, it's just got to be soon at this point.
It has to be.
It has to be.
What's the other figure that's packed with him 4 times? Is it the clone? Is it
the clone? The Phase 1 clone, yeah.
So hopefully now that that's revealed, hopefully those cases start hitting soon.
Yeah. So when they announced Kiati, there's no pre-orders for him. He's just gonna start showing up, and you can just order him. And he's gonna be packed 4 per case.
Yep.
So
it shouldn't
not gonna be hard to get.
all.
It shouldn't be hard to get.
So yeah,
But Kiati, he likes to play hard to get. You know him.
Yeah, he does. I don't know.
He plays very easy to get.
I was about to say, I'd argue the other side. I feel like he's
the other side. Yeah.
he's spreading seed.
Yeah. He's just sowing those wild oats.
But on that note,
Yeah.
We really hope you're enjoying the episode so far.
Yes.
And
We're gonna throw it back to past Mike and Zach who are still with Jason Yakface. They're still probably towards the end of the conversation. I don't know exactly where this is going in, but we're hoping you enjoyed that. We're hoping you enjoy this.
Yeah. And if you're a new listener here for the Yakface episode, we hope you stick around and join us next week for another episode of Black Series Cantina.
Welcome. Yeah, I'm just gonna cut it there and then we'll go.
Perfect.
So that's it. Hey guys, thanks for hanging out with us. It's not a long episode tonight. It was just an add-on. That'll bring probably this up to closer to the 3-hour mark. Right now, I think it's at like 2 hours and 20 minutes or something like that. For just I actually cut out. There's like some parts where the conversation was at a lull and there's like some dead air while Jason was like thinking of stuff and whatnot. So and there's like a bit where he started coughing a bunch. So like I cut all of that out. So what that means, two things. The audio will be different from the video. The video that you're watching here on YouTube will be uncut. And that's kind of fun. If you guys are watching this and you're recently joined our Patreon, when this goes up for all Patreons to watch, if you're wondering why you didn't know this was happening and who the other Patreon people that are talking, it's because they joined the Cantina band member and or our VIPs, and they get to hang out with us. If you want to do that too, you can join the higher one. You can chat with us while we're recording the episode. But if you're content just waiting for those not live, but the video episodes, thanks for being here. It means a lot to us.
I had a super crazy idea earlier while I was sitting at work because I had to go into the office today. I had a crazy idea. What if we did a super VIP tier and they get a one-on-one show with me every month?
Just you?
I mean, you can do it also, but I don't want to volunteer your time.
Hold on. That's what I do. That's just our show.
But it'd be like a one-on-one thing rather than a group of like.
I guess. I feel like, is that really worth more money?
I don't know.
Just to have a like one-on-one.
Well, it could be like their own show, Yeah.
I don't know. And here's the question: would Wilbon do it? Because he's the only person I know that would even consider it. But that's also weird. Like, hey, Wilbon, pay us to be our friend.
Yeah, Wilbon, pay. We're gonna change it to $50, and you get your own show every month.
The Wilbon show. Wilbon's already got his own podcast.
That is true. I was watching the other night.
If you want a good sports talk show, something, I'm guessing it is. Wilbon likes sports. There's 3 things I know about Wilbon.
Look at this. We have VIPs waiting.
Oh, whenever you open back up, VIP right there, Commander Cook.
I gotta find a way to get us more money.
Well, man, I just don't want to oversaturate it, but it's all on Zach. Yeah.
Yeah, Mike's job is editing. My job is finding ways to increase the revenue of the podcast.
Yeah, that's true. He's the TikTok guy. Well, we could just respond to that Omar guy that keeps emailing us.
Oh my gosh.
There's another one.
There's like a Kelsey girl that's been really annoying. The best emails are whenever we get a new Patreon member, though.
I love those.
And that's been blowing up the past couple of days. So, but I got to get back on Helldivers too, because that has been really fun today.
My boss is really into Helldivers too. Should I jump on? Is this be another thing that I buy and then we don't ever play together?
Probably. I guess so. But I mean, if if it looks fun to you, I don't know if you're into shooters, but it's not like a shooter like where you're fighting other online players. That you're fighting bots with.
You're fighting. Yeah, you're playing against the computer. He's described it to me in detail with the whole like democracy parody thing and whatnot. Like it sounds fun, but I don't know if it's my type of game. And that's what I told my boss.
I just saw like me and my cousin saw videos like just on TikTok of like Kevin James giving his "ladies and gentlemen," you know, like, and then they play like "Paranoid" by, you know, Black Sabbath right after it, and then like this explosion in the game. But yeah, we're getting it, and it was only $40. I mean, you know, so had to pick that.
Wilbon, the 3 things I know about you: you like Star Wars, you like sports, and
his cell phone number is
his home address. No, and I would just assume, I don't know this, but I know this in my heart, that you just give really good hugs. You just look like you do.
I think I've hugged him. I think he does.
Just that's all I know. All right. Well, we're gonna head out. Yeah. Thanks for joining us.
Gabbies.
Yeah. Bye.
Peace.